Hello everyone, my name is Lily Josephson and I'm here to talk to you today about the one-child policy. The one-child policy was enacted in 1979 by Deng Xiaoping in order to curb China's rapidly growing population. At the time, it was approximately 970 million. Until the 1960s, the government encouraged families to have as many children as possible because of Mao's belief that the population growth empowered the country, preventing the emergence of family planning programs earlier in China's development. The population grew from around 540 million in 1949 to 940 million in 1976. Beginning in 1970, citizens were encouraged to marry at later ages and have only 2 children. By the 1950s, population growth started to outpace the food supply, and the government started promoting birth control. Following Mao's Great Leap Forward in 1958, which was a plan to rapidly modernize China's economy, a catastrophic famine occurred, which resulted in the deaths of tens of millions of Chinese. In the wake of the famine, the government continued to promote family planning, such as postponing having children and using birth control. This was derailed temporarily by the upheaval caused by the Cultural Revolution in 1966. By the late 1960s, the government began stepping up the family planning campaigns, and by the mid-1970s, it introduced the family planning slogan, long, late, and few. In spite of some criticism inside the party, the plan was officially adopted in 1979. According to the Chinese Health Ministry, doctors have performed 336 million abortions and 196 million sterilizations since 1971 and have inserted 403 million intrauterine devices. In comparison to the U.S., which has a population of a quarter of the size of China's, there have been 50 million abortions since 1973. The one-child policy is estimated to have prevented up to 400 million births since it was instituted. In 2001, new laws were decreed to better manage the administration of the policy, including penalties for unapproved births. The laws allow local government to impose fines for additional children. In 2013, China added an exemption allowing 2 children for families in which one parent, rather than both, was an only child. The coastal province of Zhejiang, one of China's most affluent, became the first area to implement this relaxed policy in June 2014. The relaxed policy has been implemented in 29 of the 31 provinces, with the exceptions of Xinjiang and Tibet. Under this policy, approximately 11 million couples in China are allowed to have a second child, but only nearly 1 million couples applied to have a second child in 2014. Less than half the expected number of 2 million per year. As of May 2014, 241,000 out of 271,000 applications have been approved. As in October of this year, the one-child policy has been discontinued, allowing all couples to have 2 children for the first time in more than 3 decades. As a result of the one-child policy, China is now the most gender imbalanced country in the world due to a cultural preference for male offspring. This has resulted in the practice of couples opting to abort female fetuses. Abortion is legal in China, although sex-selective abortion is not. The gender ratio in China is 117.6 boys for every 100 girls born. Some researchers estimate that there will be approximately 30 million more young men than women in China by 2020. This means millions of Chinese men may not be able to find wives. As another result of China's one-child policy, China now has an aging population, and in a few years, it is estimated that 1/4 of China's population will be over 60. With China's now aging population, there's now also a shrinking workforce. Less and less people are able to work because of their age. In 2013, the working population fell by more than 2.4 million. The increasing elderly population and decreasing labor force was the impetus for the relaxation and the ending of the one-child policy. Another result of China's one-child policy is boys were preferred over girls, resulting in many girls being killed when they were born, aborted, and were also left on the street. Sex-selected abortion, abandonment, and infanticide are illegal in China. Nevertheless, the U.S. State Department, the Parliament of the United Kingdom, and the human rights organization of the Amnesty International have all declared that China's family planning programs contribute to infanticide. The one-child policy has also led to what Amartya Sen first called missing woman, or the 100 million girls missing from the populations of China and other developing countries as a result of female infanticide, abandonment, and neglect. Thank you for watching, and I hope to catch you next time.